yelling outside of Alvin Bragg's office, calling for the murder charge to be dropped against Jose Alba. Kathy Hochul was asked about it, and her response was that it was a local matter and she wasn't going to get involved. It was because of the public pressure that we put that he was able to have his freedom back. We are fighting for freedom in so many different ways. We know how to secure our streets and our subways, to feel safe in our homes and our places of employment. Freedom comes in many forms. Freedom is the opportunity for you to decide whether or not you want to get the COVID vaccine. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. Don't get it because the governor of the state of New York called on you to be her apostle. That's not why you do it. It's a personal decision. You present people with information and honesty. You provide them with resources, and they are able to make the right decision for themselves and their families. Every single person who has been fired for the personal decision not to get the COVID vaccine, in my opinion, should get their jobs back with back pay. The governor today had a press conference. She's trying to figure out how to get 9,300 vacancies in the healthcare workforce filled. I have an idea. You fired 34,000 healthcare workers because of your order as it relates to the COVID shot. There are so many ways that we are fighting for our freedom. We don't want to be ruled by an emperor governor. We want to be in charge of our own government. We want to be proud of our government. We are on our third lieutenant governor now in less than a year. Now, hear me out. This is something that happens in other states, and I'm proposing, I think it would be a great idea here in New York. And when I say it, you're going to think this sounds a bit crazy, but trust me, other states do this. See, if you're like me, you're tired of seeing all the resignations and indictments and the arrests, having governor after governor, lieutenant governor after lieutenant governor having to leave in scandal. So this is what I propose. On Tuesday, November 8th, we elect a new governor and lieutenant governor for a 4-year term. Amen. And 4 years later, they're still there.
Wonderful.
Shocker. No, other states do it. We should give it a shot. Allison had to retire not to be our state's next lieutenant governor. Allison had to retire to be our candidate to be our state's next lieutenant governor. Allison was 25 years long, a 40-year career in the NYPD. She was the commanding officer of the 70th precinct right here in Brooklyn. She loved her job. Her father was an NYPD chief. Allison wanted to become an NYPD chief one day as well. And she had to retire to go all in on this race to be our candidate. She is the right person for the job. She will be an amazing lieutenant governor, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that she's elected on Tuesday, November 8th. A big round of applause for Allison Esposito. Now listen, don't send me there with a supermajority Democrat Assembly and Senate. This is a campaign for balance and common sense to be restored back to New York. We will have to make sure, in order to achieve that we are electing more people to the state assembly and the state senate. And I predict that effort is going to be successful to break that supermajority, because right here in Brayton Beach, we are going to elect our candidates to the New York State Legislature. Yes, sir. We have to. We have to. I believe that public service is about serving the public. Kathy Hochul seems to be someone who thinks that public service is about being served by the public. We have healthcare workers, we have teachers, we have firefighters, we have law enforcement, who are all treated as heroes, parades waiting for them because of their efforts early in the pandemic. and then all of a sudden they were turned into zeros by the government. This is about all of us together, rallying for what is right. It doesn't matter whether you are left, middle, or right, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent, all of us, all in as New Yorkers, fighting to secure our streets, to make life in New York more affordable again, to fight to preserve our freedoms, to have a government that we can be proud of again, to fight for our kids who don't even have a vote in the quality of education in our schools. We are fighting for the future of New York.
Yes,
It was about 110 years ago that my family came here. Russian Jews came to Brooklyn. And to be here right now with all of you, and I remember when we were here together a year ago to elect an amazing New York City councilwoman, Ina Vernikov, right here when we gathered. We all are together again today talking about this future that's ahead of us for our families. We are given a right to vote. But it's more than a right. It's a responsibility that we're given. It's an obligation, a duty that we are given. If you're like me and you're tired of hearing stories of people who are family and friends who have hit their breaking point and have fled, people leaving for Florida and Tennessee and the Carolinas and Texas, where they know that their money will go further, they will feel safer, they will live life freer. If you're tired of a government enacting pro-criminal policies, stabbing our law enforcement in the back, if you're tired of the fact that you have to walk certain streets where you know that law-abiding New Yorkers are no longer in charge of those streets and instead they've been turned over to criminals, if you see a government that is selling you out in exchange for campaign contributions, giving out hundreds of millions of dollars of your money, when you see a government putting their hand in your wallet to enact congestion pricing, which should be opposed because they're just trying to find another way to tap into your hard-earned money to find new ways to fund their programs. You see 24/7 speed cameras getting enacted not for public safety. It's being enacted to find a new way to put their hand in your wallet. This is about us fighting for our wallets, our safety, our freedom, our kids' education, and losing this race is not an option. Here today, 97 days to go. And I can guarantee you that if we all do everything in our power to tell everybody we know, taking nothing for granted, here and in the rest of New York State, I promise you that when you go to sleep on Tuesday, November 8th, you will go to sleep with a smile on your face, not because you did everything in your power for this election, but because you did everything in your power successfully to make sure that we elect a new governor here in the state of New York to restore New York to glory.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
You can go to sleep with a smile on your face to know that you didn't just do everything in your part, but that you did everything that was your part successfully.
Amen.
To fight for our kids, to fight for our future and our community. You will have fought a battle for the heart and soul of our country, our state, and our city, and you will have won. For our flag, for our freedom, our liberty, for our Constitution. This country, which is the greatest in the world, and the state that once again will be the greatest state of the greatest country in the history of the world. Let's go out and win. The only option is for us to be successful 97 days from today, and it will only happen with all of us, all in, everywhere, fighting for all that is right against an adversary that is not doing the right thing with that power. So let's take it back, let's take our government back, and let's do it for our kids in this state. Thank you all. Thank you, Tim and Fred. All right, thank you so so much. If you have a lawn sign, please take it. If you want more, if you want to get involved, you want to volunteer for a minute, an hour, a day, a month, or a year, come see me or come see one of my team here. Thank you a million times over for being here. I know, but some of us have to leave because we're going to another rally, another club meeting. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to do this together. So thank you. Thank you, Zeldin.
We need everyone to tell their friends and their family. Each one of us speaking to 10 people, November 8th, up and down the Republican line. November 8th is the day that we save our state and we save our city. Tell everyone. Thank you so much. Everybody, a round of applause for the next governor of New York State, Zeldin. Everyone, my name is Michael Kane. I founded Teachers for Choice. I was fired as a teacher for nothing other than declining COVID vaccination. And that's why I was fired.